Is it that time again? Just been checking out today's videos on YouTube. Thank you, Rob, for the morning thought. That was really good. And I liked Beth's walking. Did you? Have you been out for your walk today? And have you done the quiz yet? I said that there was going to be a quiz. There is a quiz. We need your videos of you doing things like making tea. We need your knots. We'd like to see some cakes. We'd love to see some logs. We're a bit thin on the ground on logs at the moment, and we don't want to have to give it to Matt Chalice again. So if you've got any of those, get your logs in, get your knots in, all those kind of things, get them ready. And then tomorrow we're going to do something slightly different. There's going to be a bit more to do because hopefully we're going to have some review of some of the things you have sent us. So we're intending to start evening quarters and to have a bit of an award session and talk about the week from 7:30. So the video will start from 7:30 tomorrow night, not 8 o'clock. And we'll have a half-an-hour preamble. Then we'll have the evening quarters and then we'll have cabin clubs. So yesterday was about You Have. And you know, Simon was talking about rocks and Dave was talking about decision making, and it was about us and having to do something. Today it's about get out. Having made that decision, we've actually got to do it. Let's see what Dave has to say in his video for today.
I have no idea what would have been going through Peter's brain just before he stepped out of the water. But the thing is, he'd made his decision. He decided he was going to do it. He knew that he was going to try and go out there and walk with Jesus. He didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but he decided what he was going to do. And there came a point when it was no longer about thinking about it. It was about doing it. It was about giving it a go. It was about stepping out. There's a point when it was no longer good enough just to think, am I going to do it? Will I do it? Yes, I'm going to do it. There came a point when he actually had to take a step. He had to take his first step and try and walk on the water.
Good evening. For this evening's worship activity, we thought that we would set you a challenge. So this week has all been about stepping out of the boat. So we want you to step out of your comfort zone. If you've got a postcard to hand, or perhaps just a nice card or a nice piece of paper, we thought it would be really nice to send this to a friend. On the piece of paper, we want you to write about Bittons, about what you've been doing this week. What have you learned about God that you can share with a friend? We would love this to go to a friend who doesn't know God. But if that seems far too tricky, then perhaps send it to someone else in Bittons. But step out of your comfort zone this evening and write something down to share with a friend about this week.
So I'll stay still until it sinks in. I will lean back in the loving arms of a beautiful Father. Breathe deep, know that He is good. He's a love like no other. And I will lean back in the loving arms of a beautiful Father. Breathe deep, know that He's good. He's a love like no other. Now I can see your love is better than all the others that I've seen. And I'm breathing deep all of your goodness.
happens tonight, and I'm preparing Thursday's evening quarters. And in the process of doing that, I've been Googling, which is always dangerous. And I stumbled across a website all about business risk. And it had to say a lot about how businesses manage risk. And they have various strategies. They might try risk aversion, which is to not do risky things. They might try insurance, which is paying someone else to have the risk for you. They might do diversification, which is to do lots of different small things. And you go wrong, you're still okay. They might try minimization, which is to minimize the impact of any given thing going wrong. And business risk has developed into an entire industry. So it's got dozens of acronyms like LARP and BCP and HAZOP and RPA. And because of that, you can hire very expensive consultants who will produce you glossy covered reports to explain how you manage your risk. Which is great for business. It works really well and it allows their business to go on. But it's not really the Christian concept. See, Christianity isn't always black and white, but it is always all or nothing. As God says in the book of Revelation, when speaking to the church in Laodicea, I know your deeds, that you are neither hot nor cold. How I wish you were one or the other. It seems you can't be half out of the boat, at least not for long. And once you've got out of the boat, you can't really get back in. I mean, Peter did, but the Peter that got back into the boat was not the same as the Peter who got out. He'd grown in faith and his relationship with Jesus. And it wasn't the turning point in the story of Peter and his faith. Faith isn't that simple, but it was one of many. And once you've got out of the boat, once you've risked things, you can't really go back to hiding in the stern, hoping nobody will notice. God has a habit of saying, trust me once. A few hours ago, John, who's putting all the videos together for this week, asked if I'd done the videos for tonight. I said, no, but you'll have them by the morning. He said, cool. He trusts me to deliver them. I'm beginning to think his trust is a bit misplaced. I mean, it's quite late, and at some point I'm going to become incoherent. I'm worried it's already happened, but I'm pressing on. And I find this really hard. I look at some of the other people who've recorded stuff for the week. Dave's intros are so clear, so understandable, so direct, no faffing about. Simon looks like he's on camera every day. Some of the mates are so natural. And I think, I can't. I mean, this isn't self-pity. There are many things that I can do. Engineering for starters. I just can't do this. So why, given all of that, am I doing it? Particularly, why did I volunteer 3 times? Well, partly, we're not supposed to be doing it like this. We're supposed to be on boats and in the hall, and Thursday isn't supposed to be evening quarters anyway. But more importantly, a long time ago, I said to God, if he ever asked, I would speak. You know what he keeps asking? And every time he does, and every time I speak, I'm aware of just how inadequate I am to talk to you about what he has been saying. But it's not about me. As Dave said on Tuesday night, it wasn't about Peter. It was about Jesus. It still is. I quoted it on Sunday, but it bears repeating. Paul wrote to the Philippians that he could do all things through God who strengthened him. Now, I've still got to get out of the boat. I've still got to put the work in. I've still got to speak. And when you think about it, what are we risking if God's asked us to do something? What are we risking getting out of the boat? Simon talked to us last night about how God is often pictured in the Bible as a rock. And there's some things that rocks don't do. I mean, they don't get bored. They don't wander off. And they don't stop being a rock. If you're ever betting on a rock being a rock, you're on to a winner. If you're ever depending on God to be God, you're in safe hands. And sometimes when we get out of the boat, our attitude to it, the way we see things, is a bit like grabbing a pair of binoculars or a telescope and looking down the wrong end. And we see all of this darkness surrounding a tiny little dot of light right at the end, and nothing really in that dot. And God's saying, no, come and look at things my way. Come stand at my end of the telescope, my end of the binoculars. Look at things from my point of view. See all the light. Not that we'll succeed at everything. That's not the point at all. But everything will be for a purpose. And as Paul put it, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. So, go take a risk. Whether that's stepping out with God on some adventure or mission, whether it's just stepping out and going to meet God for the first time, take a risk. And when you do, and you're stood there at the other end, looking back at it with God, you'll see he bore all the risk in the end. So let's pray. God, I just pray that you will give us the courage to step out with you, to feel the fear and do it anyway. Pray that you will help us get to the other side so we can look back on it, see the plan that you had all along. Amen.
You were the Word at the beginning, one with God the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you, our Christ. What a beautiful name it is, what a beautiful name it is, the name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is, nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is, the name of Jesus. Didn't want heaven without us, so Jesus, you brought heaven down. Sin was great, your love was greater. What could separate us now? is the boast of sin and grave. The heavens are rolling, praise of your glory, for you are raised to life again. You have no rival, you have no equal, now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the glory, yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is, what a powerful name it is, the name of Jesus Christ my King. What a powerful name it is, nothing can stand against. What a powerful name it is, the name of Jesus. You have no rival, you have no equal, now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the glory, yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is, what a powerful name it is, the name of Jesus Christ my King. What a powerful name it is, nothing compares to this. What a powerful name it is, the name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is, the name of Jesus. When I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died, my richest gain I count
Hi guys, so this evening I was talking about risk and our need to take a step of faith. And we'll be talking more about that in Cabin Clubs, and if you don't know by now, head off to Zoom, log in, see you in a minute or two.